Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 22 of the Homerow podcast. I am your host, Joe McAllister, joined by the Good start. Ever lovely Quiglin.
And hello. Usually you announce Doxy first, so I just got blindsided.
Man. Yeah.
Got blindsided.
New year, new format. It's not even New Year yet. Just get ready.
All right.
He's warming up.
And we're also, of course, joined by the ever lovely Doxy.
Hello.
So it's been a little bit. We had some life stuff get in the way. All of us have a lot going on because unfortunately games don't pay as well as we'd like them to just yet.
Yeah, basically.
Just yet. But first off, I do want to thank everybody that has subbed and followed and tweeted and been interactive. I've been trying to do a little better job of stay active on the Homerow Podcast Twitter, twitter.com/Homerow Podcast. So feel free to interact with us there, as well as I'm trying to jump into the YouTube comments. If you've watched the video, join us and have a chat. We will also hopefully, I haven't talked to you guys about this, but hopefully be doing a live show sometime in December.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Cool. So we're good. We will do that. We'll probably try and schedule it for a couple weeks from now, but before, obviously, the big holiday. And yeah, that's your Homerow community minute
Update.
Yeah. So let's get right into the news.
Let's do it.
The big story that I wanted to chat about was this Kotaku garbage. And I shouldn't say garbage, but it's garbage. Kotaku's editor-in-chief, Stephen Totilo, who I actually do like reading his stuff, and I respect what he's trying to do over at Kotaku, posted a article titled "The Price of Games Journalism." That burp has nothing to do with my feelings on the article. The article is basically a outline of what has happened to Kotaku following their spillage of the beans on Fallout 4, as well as Assassin's Creed, what they called Victory at the time. Actually, now we all know is Syndicate, the London-based. I don't know if they said dual protagonist, but they spilled a lot that was, you'll interact with historical figures like Twain and all that stuff. Or was it Twain? Not Twain.
Darwin.
What do I get?
Marx.
Old dude's crazy hair. You get it. I have the game stuff to play it. But anyway.
Old white dudes. It's fine.
They're all the same. So they kind of spilled that stuff, and then they also went on to chat quite a bit about Fallout, how there were scouting teams out in Boston and along the East Coast. There was a heavy focus on kind of the colonies, and Brotherhood of Steel would factor in pretty largely, the Institute, and a lot of stuff that if you haven't played Fallout 4 yet, that's all in there. It's all there. They spilled some very accurate details on those games, but the main gist of the story was, hey, we knew that this might brush up against their bad side and might piss people off, but we spilled these details about these games, and now we are officially blacklisted. We don't get invited to, nor do we get review copies from Ubisoft or Bethesda anymore. And that's kind of the very high-level overview of what that article is. I read the entire thing. I actually thought it was super fascinating at first. I still think it's super fascinating. And a good read in general, well-written. When I finished the article, I identified with Kotaku and was like, oh, well, good for them. They are pushing that journalistic edge. They're getting out there and trying to not let anything about like the cozying up to publishers just to get early access to their stuff. They're not letting that stuff muddy the argument of if their reporting is, biased or if they're a corrupt outlet or, whatever might be on every subreddit or whatever it might be. Then I kind of stepped back to realize that some of the better articles that I saw in response to that were actually ones that said they have no one to blame but themselves. And that the article does kind of come off a little whiny, like, hey, we did the right thing, and look what happens to us. I don't know how you guys feel about it. Let's just kind of get the general feelers out there.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, Doxy, if I'm
No.
Gonna step on your toes. I guess I'm two minds about it. So there is that initial reaction that, if you're actually doing investigative journalism, that there are going to be times you're going to step on people's toes. If you're uncovering the truth like actual journalists do. You know, they're going to bump up against politicians, celebrities, corporations in their search for that truth. On the other hand, I would not exactly put Kotaku or many of the outlets into that realm of investigative journalism. In fact, I would hardly use the word journalism. So a lot of the stuff that they get, a lot of times it's hearsay or things that they've received unsolicited through email.
They report
or
on
whatever.
garbage a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. And a lot of it is clickbait. You know, they say, you know, we're not beholden to the games companies, but they are that they're for the fans. I forget exactly what the quote is. I'll have to find it, but it was just like, we're here for the fans. That's not true. They're here to, serve gawkers, shareholders. And as long as that involves us looking at 16 ads every time we click on a damn page, that's what they care about. Because in deep down, Stephen Totilo wants to get paid at the end of the day, which I totally don't blame him. But on the other hand, don't try to make yourself out to be a martyr. And at the end of the article, that's what it comes out. Is at first I'm like, yeah, I kind of agree with them. I mean, I don't feel like they should be held, held for articles if they receive information and they publish it. And okay, but on the other hand, it's like, but we're martyrs and you should feel bad for us. And it's just kind of, I think you said it best, so that they come off as whiny. So that's another thing. And you really feel like publicly shaming Ubisoft and Bethesda is going to actually endear you any more to them? Or is it really just attempting to grab the public in, this time of year, which, is a time when a lot of people are going to the websites to get reviews and to look at game scores, to help make buying decisions, to try to garner that, influx of people and to sway public opinion so that they look really good and get those page views for November and December.
Mm-hmm. I would completely agree with all of that.
So I didn't read the article.
God damn.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I feel I don't know how to feel about it, because like on the one hand it's their job to like report what they find out. What's good news is good news. Like I'm not saying like good news fucking Kojima is done or like what, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But like that's good news. I don't know how to explain it. Fucking it's valuable news, I suppose.
Yes.
That is
perfect.
Yeah, so valuable news is valuable news, and they need to be reporting on that. But at the same time, if they're gonna be like did they like break any agreements or like?
No.
Okay, so I don't understand why they would even get blacklisted then.
So I think like the part that after like some reflection and some Joe time on the article, I was really like, you know what? I did feel bad for Kotaku at first, like, because that's how the piece is kind of meant to come across. Like, hey, we did the right thing, and look at what, I mean, we can't review these games on time, so, feel bad for us, or stick by us because we're doing the right thing is kind of the way it comes off. But then I think about it, and I'm like, well, that's fine, because Bethesda and Ubisoft are well within their right as private companies to just be like, well, fuck you. I'm not going to give you any info because you spoiled our announcement. Our E3 announcement was supposed to be, hype level through the roof, and it still was. But the same thing, to me, it was more like they didn't really break news we probably wouldn't have gotten just I know they want to control the message, but they didn't really add a lot of value by telling me there was another Assassin's Creed coming. They didn't give a ton of value by saying that there was a Fallout 4 in the works. Like, we all kind of knew that something was going to happen. And even after the piece, it was like, on Fallout, for instance, like, that would be cool. Yeah, it's just as much speculation to me as any other story. Like, I could make up a bunch of details about it taking place in Ireland instead. But that's not going to... It still gets the hype going and gets people talking about Fallout for a couple months, and then the actual reveal comes out. I think Kotaku was well within their rights to publish a story. I don't think they added a lot of value, but that's their call. You know, that's Totillo's call as editor-in-chief to say, we're going to run with this. We think this provides value or does not provide value to the gaming community. And Brian, I think you hinted at it, but I think is this going to get us a shitload of clicks? And where does the value lie? And do we get more clicks based off of our Assassin's Creed review that goes up 4 days before the game comes out? Or do we get more clicks because we tell people what the next setting is going to be and what the story is going to be and who's working on it? But the part that gets me still is that they always use unnamed sources, and I get that they have to. It just still is weird to me that they are always like, well, trust us, this is what our friends say.
It makes me not trust a damn thing that they say. Like, yeah.
And that's the thing. Like, if Kotaku was a reputable source of news, like if they were, you know, the Washington Post, I would say, okay, you know what? I would take, you know, they're being blacklisted by these companies because they're going out there and finding the truth and reporting on it. It's not really what Kotaku does.
Right. I think more interesting to me would be them coming up with those stories like about awful working conditions at Rockstar before, or through Take-Two when LA Noire was coming out, or those types of stories are like better news and that type of attention to me. And I think a lot of gamers are like those stories that make you check twice, like, what the fuck, this is going on? This is really weird. But like blacklisting to me does make more sense than a crunch in 2015 as a game developer. Like 6-month-long crunches with credit scenes that have how many dinners you bought for your team because they were there till fucking 3 a.m. I just don't think that reveals on games that we all know are coming. Like let me break some news right now in a Kotaku sense. Like there's a Call of Duty coming next year and it probably won't be in the future because people are fucking sick of it. Like that to me isn't...
Job offers are going to start pouring in any second now, Joe.
Yeah, but now I'm blacklisted by Activision. What am I going to do? What the hell am I going to do? Yeah, so I think I just thought it would be cool to explore like the progression of how Brian and I both had the same line of thinking. Like we were like, yeah, what the fuck, Bethesda? What the fuck, Ubisoft? And then we're like, no, what the fuck, Kotaku? What did you expect?
Yeah. I just don't feel, I don't know. I'm really still confused. I'm going to have to read the article to like fully grasp what's going on. But like, I feel like if they didn't break any agreements or anything like that, I don't see why they would get blacklisted in the first place. Like, because they don't name any sources and they're not that like it's basically like a fucking lemonade company shutting down a lemonade stand. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. I guess Kotaku does have a lot of readers, though.
Yeah, and I see the point. I think there's a valid point there. I don't think Kotaku necessarily did anything wrong, but I don't think they should be shocked at the result. You know, because if they're also a trusted source to these publishers. So if somebody in confidence, or even not in confidence, comes to Kotaku and says that, you know, this Konami's going bankrupt instead of closing down on purpose. Like, those are big stories. But do they also have a responsibility to anybody beside themselves? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I'm not the one that makes that decision.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd ever want to be. Jesus. But, yeah, there's Kotaku, ladies and gentlemen. There are some really good pieces in analysis of Ars Technica has a good one. Total Biscuit did a video on it, like a 35-minute video. And in typical TB fashion, it's pretty well... I mean, it's his opinion, obviously, so take that with a grain of salt, but it is a well-thought-out argument and a counter-argument.
What does he say?
I can't remember any of the specifics. It was like a week ago. I just like listening to the guy talk. He has such a good fucking voice. Yeah, there's quite a few.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of good things out there. It's just, you know, until Kotaku stops, you know, doing, you know, top 10, you know, best jiggly physics in video games for boobies, you know, and I'm not saying that.
For boobies.
Yeah, well, I mean, because I mean, there's other things that jiggle. I mean, like E Honda, he's got jiggly a little bit there too, but completely different way. I'm not saying that all their articles are like that, and obviously I'm not trying to paint them into a particular corner. It just until they start doing, more
More
like
serious journalism.
yeah. Well, and honestly, like if they did one earlier this year on, the behind the scenes of Destiny.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, that was well written. It was well received. It was actually, researched and thought out, and that was great. But on the other hand, they have the same stuff that a lot of places have, which is, receive press release, regurgitate press release, say 14 words on press release, print press release.
Mm-hmm.
Which is just like any other outlet. So so they talk about how he talks about it specifically in the article, how, they are not beholden to the game companies, but they're doing the same bullshit that every other outlet's doing. So,
Yeah, and I am paying attention. I'm sorry, I was just looking at the front page of Kotaku just to see kind of what the breadth of their coverage currently is, and it
hey,
goes
their new
from,
drone looks like a little bed.
That's exactly the article I was pulling up. Like, are you fucking kidding? The Amazon's new delivery drone looks like a flying bed is the title of the article. It's filed under Amazon on a gaming site. But to me, let me just double check. Yep, not a single mention of what it means to the gaming community, which there is some interesting implications of same-day orders. Getting your game at midnight, like literally an airdrop at midnight, would be pretty cool.
That would be awesome.
Dope.
Or even like polling the Kotaku community and seeing like there's a fucking picture of a flying bed in the comments posted by the author.
Yeah.
And it's stuff like that that makes me for every good article that I think Jason Schreier and Patrick Klepek do some good stuff. Dattilo, when he does write some things, like you said, Brian, if I see him write it, I'll check it out. I don't agree with them, any of those names on every article or thought or anything that they put together, but they do some interesting things. But then it's counteracted by fucking look at these 13 gifs.
Art and spaceships of Halo 5, because that game came out a while back.
Yeah, and I know you don't give a shit, but I like Halo, and I don't give a shit. Like I would have bought an art book or a collector's edition if I wanted to see that art. Or realistically, I could probably pull together a Google image search right now.
Yeah, for sure. And I bet it's all over Reddit too. Like,
oh Jesus, yeah, they're really bad about that too. We still don't know why the heck there are so many blue tarantulas. I don't give a I don't go to Kotaku for spider news. But this week in spider news. Anyway, sorry. Kotaku does frustrate me though, and I don't know what it is. I think it's maybe just because places like Joystick are gone. Like
yeah, I miss Joystick.
One Up. There's like a lot of outlets that I think did a lot of things better, and then there's that shit.
Well, without Bethesda or Ubisoft, Kotaku might be going the way of Old Yeller eventually too, if this trend continues.
Yeah, it's like for everything that they, and I really actually enjoy the way they do their reviews. They don't give a score. They say basically, should you check this out or no? And then give some points and counterpoints. Like, here's what's good, here's what's bad. And then they basically give you a yay or nay on it.
Right.
But
although their Assassin's Creed Syndicate review was terrible.
Oh, Oh, yes, I did read it. I read the first paragraph that one day you told me about it, and closed the page. I closed the page.
That was terrible.
Well, let's move on. The wonderful world of microtransactions. And this actually factors into one of the games that I played, so I'm excited to talk about this. So Killing Floor 2 has microtransactions. This game is still in early access. It is currently available for $29.
I want to say $30, yeah.
Yeah, I'll double check that. But anyway, Overkill, I believe, is the name of the studio. Decided to go ahead and pipe in microtransactions.
So you pay $30 up front and there's microtransactions?
Yeah. Killing Floor 2, it's 2009, which I'm assuming is a sale.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's definitely a sale.
Yeah, it's normally $29.99, so it is on sale right now. And this was
is
a game
it all
super
cosmetic?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. So here's the other thing. Previously, previously on Homerow podcast.
Clip show.
The subreddit for Killing Floor was going fucking bonkers. Absolutely out of control.
Just
over
mayhem?
this. Yeah, just awful. Just bad. Just not like, fuck these guys was the general consensus. Since then, and I brought this up before when we were just chatting, the subreddit is like weirdly just not inclusive of the topic. I don't see any discussion of it anymore. And for being such a big deal, I'm trying to pull up the top posts from the last week. Let's do past month. Oh, top post. Is this a fucking joke? In the past 24 hours, at least, there hasn't been anything really too negative or ongoing discussion. There's been a couple of posts that just everything at the top right now is nothing close to microtransaction related. I'll read the top post because it's funny to me. Titled, "Is this a fucking joke?" ? This game has no fucking content, bordering on what, 8 months since release. There's been barely been any content added to it, and now they're unironically introducing microtransaction. Game isn't even close to done. It's an alpha build at best. What the fuck are they thinking? Why are they treating it like a finished product? Gee, all future updates are still free because you guys were that cool. No fucking shit, they're free. You owe them to us. Yeah, it's and the top comment on that post is regarding Payday 2. So it seems like we can't
Give
go...
credit to the usernames on Reddit.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
The post was done by Hokuto no Chen, and the top comment regarding Payday 2 was Super Anarchy Man. I almost anarchy. Whoa.
Oh, jeez Louise.
Man, long weekend. And how's that? Oh. So, yeah, it seems like we can't go a month, let alone a couple weeks without microtransaction mayhem. Like, it's outrageous. Payday is at least going back in. It's still not a good move. Like, still not a good situation. They're trying to make it better by the problem there is that they introduced these safes. You could only purchase safe keys. With real world money, they're now allowing safe keys to drop post game. The chance, I understand, is
not high,
great, but yeah,
dismal at best.
Yeah, still a shit move. Like, still not cool.
Well, and I think what frustrated people the most in the Payday 2, example is the things that you could get in those safes could make you better. It's not like it dropped a hat or a new mask or something, completely, ridiculous, or tattoos or whatever. No, this could be like, hey, here's a better gun. I know you really like this shotgun. Here's another shotgun that gives you extra damage. And you're like, whoa, that's... Well, I got this gun because I spent $2.50 on this drill. So I now just spent money to win. And understandably, the community responded to that, especially when the director came out at the beginning and when Payday 2 was first released and said, "We will never have microtransactions."
Yeah, that was bad.
Whoa.
That was really bad.
That was the worst.
So, okay, there's a couple questions here. Do you keep the things you find in the safes? All right, forever? Like, it's not just for the rest of the game?
No, it's forever.
I mean, at least there's that for one. Like making lemons out of lemonade here, because I definitely don't agree with microtransactions that are like pay to win. But and then in the case of Killing Floor 2, what are the microtransactions that they've added?
Cool. So I was actually just pulling up Rock Paper Shotgun's story on it from the 25th, which was just a couple days ago. Huh. Wow. For some reason, I thought the story was like a week or two old. Anyway. The initial items, this is a direct quote, initial items will be cosmetic, bought directly or by paying for keys to unlock randomly dropped item crates. Every fucking game has crates. Though there are plans to add weapons, quote, with new gameplay, unquote, in the future. These items will be available to everyone on a server if one person is paid to unlock them. Can't say I understand that fully. That statement's a little weird. So if one person bought it,
then everybody that is playing at the time gets it, I guess.
For that round?
Or it's available, like you can get it? Because
I have no idea. That's really confusing.
So if I paid for a gun and it's in my loadout, then everyone can add it to their loadout for that game?
That's what I'm wondering.
Maybe?
That makes it a little bit more fair, I guess. But like at
Yeah.
the same time, I don't want that shit. Like I want to earn my stuff.
Right.
Right, and I understand it. I think even if I don't know, I'm actually a little conflicted now. Just because these appear to be cosmetic. Now, if they do start to put in boosts and stuff like that, of course.
Well, they
a fucking
said,
problem.
like you just read it out loud, plans to add new weapons and gameplay.
Right. By in-game items. I'm
Just-
looking at the fuck you from Killing Floor 2.
Where you start to worry is when they start saying this, like you guys just both said about how it's in the future. We cannot confirm or deny what will or will not happen in the future, or what we
Right.
will or will not add. And you're like, that is a lot of loopholes.
Yeah. It's so frustrating, like just microtransactions at all. I don't have a problem with them if they grant you a little bit of a shortcut. If you like, this will save you an hour if you want to spend $1. Like that doesn't bother me, but it's got to be stuff that you can get without having to pay real world money. Like
Right.
that is just what a no. Like that's just the greediest thing.
Yeah. So I think this clarifies things too. This is directly from their FAQ. Will I have to spend money to remain competitive? So at least they're addressing it. No. They would say that, of course. But all of the content added in the trading floor at launch, which is this update, will be cosmetic only and not affect gameplay in any way. In the future, we may be adding weapons with new gameplay for sale, but this will appear in the shared content area on the server. This means that if any player on the server has a weapon, like the Chivalry Zweihander, which is currently in the game, that's a sword, I would assume, then every player on the server will be able to use it. No one gets any advantage. Co-op game, everyone starts out equal. Our goal is for any such weapons to be side grades anyway, so they won't provide an edge over the current tier of weapon power.
Then
So-
what is the point anyway? Yeah. Like, I don't get it. Like, I don't get why they would do that.
Yeah, it's...
Like, I hope they're not running out of money to finish the game, and that's why they're doing this.
Ooh.
That is a scary
Yeah.
concept, which is
That's-
actually probably the most
Ooh.
realistic of...
That is.
Killing Floor 2 is so much fun. Like, the little amount of game that there is so good. So good. So good.
So it's like, okay?
Wait,
or...
yeah,
I
Wait,
don't
wait,
really
so-
like it very much.
Yeah, I was gonna say, okay, on a level from so good to good. How
It's
good
really
is-
good though, and like it's frustrating to me that they're gonna add this little greed factor to it, and like people can just completely change a game in a way that not everybody would be okay with, I suppose.
Right.
If like a game, like say I want to get into a game, I fucking start a lobby, whatever, and people join me and they have all these keys to unlock these crates, which by the way, don't even know how, like, did the crates drop in gameplay?
I don't know.
Like,
Maybe
I
at
wonder
the-
if you earn them every once in a while, like an H1Z1 or what. But this cat is driving me up the fucking wall. I'm sorry if you guys can hear her.
I heard something, but I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. It's so frustrating that they're gonna, like, if it is a thing that happens during gameplay, they're gonna make it a fucking priority to get to that crate for one, instead of like, I don't know, defending
Control point.
yes. Or
Or a cat.
come
Escort
here.
mission.
What are you doing?
Keep the kitty alive and happy.
Seriously,
F for
anytime.
pet.
So
Yeah.
while I'm totally cool with the idea of, like if I paid to win for something, then everybody gets it. If I've been practicing with that weapon and you guys have never touched that weapon, say it has a high rate of fire or it has, a longer than average, normally a submachine gun is a short to mid range weapon, except for the special one that I got, it can, do more long range damage. I'm still going to be better at this game with that weapon than you are,
Mhm.
even if it's considered level playing field, I'm still going to have an advantage, and I paid to have that advantage.
Right. Especially something that could be misleading, like lower accuracy for higher damage, and people just don't fucking know. They see that damage boost and they're like, "Fuck yeah, I want this." You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a minefield. Like, I don't know. I think it's just such an interesting point to think that they might be running out of money, even though the title's in early access. It's got a high adoption rate. Like, it's pretty popular on Steam. And it's obviously it's only on
Because it's so
PC,
good.
right? And yeah, from what I hear, it's a really cool, fun, contained experience. A little light on content, but it's still early access.
I've heard it's so good.
I've heard it's pretty good.
Just recently, though. I've only heard it recently. Somebody.
Your unnamed resources tell you, or resources. These
Hey,
sources.
sources are resources. Count it.
Unnamed sources say that it's so good.
So, yeah, microtransactions, man.
Yeah, just fucking do away with them, dude. Like any future game developers out there, just don't do them. It's a mess not worth getting into. You're gonna turn off new fans. You're gonna piss off like old fans, like loyal fans even. I'm very like I might not ever want to play Killing Floor 2 again once these things are released. And I was just sitting here drooling over how fucking good the game is, you know? Oh my god, cat. Come here.
It's a minefield, though, because it seriously, how do... There's the now played out argument that games are more expensive to make, and they are at their cheapest that they've ever been because of inflation and all that stuff. I get that. The question does become, how do developers, especially Killing Floor, I can't imagine has a giant AAA studio or gigantic budget behind it. No EA isn't putting it out, as far as I know, at least. How do developers like that continue to make money post-sale? Granted, yeah, they could sell the game for $40 instead of $30.
Merchandise.
Like sweatshirts? Merchandising?
Yeah, posters, like selling art books. There's lots of ways to make money off of a game other than just selling the game.
Right. I just don't think that the people that I think microtransactions isn't well, I think it is now inherently a bad term. I don't think that, for instance, the way that Forza handles it, like, you want this car, pay $5. Like, no, I just want the fucking car. If you're gonna make the car, just put it in the game. Maybe charge me a little bit more, like make me pay $80 to get 300 cars instead of whatever's in the base pack. I'm not an economist. I don't care. Just like, if I want the car, I want the car. But if you're going to pay me or make me, if you're going to nickel and dime me for every little thing to get, like, oh, you got the 07 GTR. You probably want the 2010 version too, right? But that's another $3. So go ahead and fork it over. Oh, you want new brakes? 50 cents, bro. Like, that's when it gets really gross.
Ouch.
The whole thing in the first place is gross. If you can't earn it in the game, don't make people pay for it. Like, just don't even fucking add it to the game.
I think I at my core, I'm okay with cosmetics. Like,
definitely okay with cosmetics. Yeah, that's fine.
I think if it's a core gameplay mechanic is where you start getting weird. Like, if you're going to make me, or if you're going to allow me to purchase a gun that somebody else might not be able to have, even if it has the same stats, like, even if it's a middle of the road, anything. Like, if Call of Duty had 10 guns at launch and you can buy 4 more, fuck you. Like, that's when it gets really gross, Activision. So that's, I think we all agree that cosmetics, totally cool. That's fine.
Yeah, I'm just saying, look at like Dota and League of Legends. That's their model. And those are free
huge.
games.
Yep.
Those are free games. And they make so much money.
Ridiculous.
Yep. I just don't like, I think it's just the weapons thing. Like, having a different weapon is just not cool. A skin for that weapon, fine. Let me, if I want to paint my gun snake skin, I'll pay
I
$1.
agree. I agree completely.
Put 420 blaze it all over it. 'Cause I'm from Colorado. Everybody thinks that's all we do.
Wait. It's not?
It's not all we do.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, that's the fucking... You know what?
Nope.
I really am going to start digging for, like, any, like, uplifting gaming story. Because it's like every week the first half of the show is like, so it sucks this
A
week.
bummer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, 30 more people lost their jobs.
We got shit on again this week.
Yeah, and they're charging us
like,
more
oh.
money for the same shit. Um,
That's valuable news, Joe.
it's fucking soul crushing, is what it is.
Yeah.
Anyway, the happier news is what we've been playing. So let's get on into that.
I want to go first because my selection is underwhelming.
Yeah, go right ahead.
All right. I don't know whether or not I talked about this. I don't even know whether or not we've podcasted since I played it, but I played Noct. Did I tell you guys about Noct?
I don't think so.
All right. It's a top-down team horror game where you're just surviving and running around doing like little missions that somebody in your earpiece is telling you to do. And you're fighting like giant monsters, picking up guns and stuff. And it seems really fun. It's not all the way finished yet. I think it's in beta. I don't even know if it's available for purchase yet because I'm bad at my job. And but it's really fun. It's just like, it's black and white, really minimalist art style, but very, very atmospheric, like really good. It was fun. We didn't get to play it much because we kept disconnecting. So I think that they need a lot more servers. I think that we kept overloading the server with just 4 of us. So that was a little bit sad because we were really enjoying ourselves and didn't really get to play much of it. So if there is any way to support Noct, I'll find out and get some links out so that people can maybe try to throw a little bit of money at it because it's a very promising game and I would love to play a lot more of it.
Awesome. Sounds awesome, yeah.
So that's Noct. Yeah, it was good. And I am excited to hopefully play more once it is finished. Or even just like further along and like more playable. But anyway, that's Noct. The other one that me and my group has been playing is SoulHunt. It's called SoulHunt. It's like Prop Hunt from Gmod. Are you guys familiar with Prop Hunt from Gmod? It's a lot like that. Only you can like ragdoll the things you possess and make it a lot harder for people to find you. But there's this mechanic to it where you can listen for their heartbeats, but you can also suppress your heartbeat if the guy is nearby, but only for like a limited time. You can do each of these things. So it's pretty cool too. There's not a whole lot of content to the game yet. The only map that is available to the public right now is a hospital, and the only monster that is searching for the props is a scary clown. Which I will never understand why hospitals are considered scary. Like, I will never understand. Like, yeah, they're uncomfortable, depressing as hell, and smell bad, but like they don't.
Sort of like this podcast.
Really.
Oh, that was good.
I smell great. I will have you know.
Yeah, you never know what I smell like.
But also, what was I going to say? There was another thing. They're working on more content for it. Keep an eye out for it because it's fun. It's really fun. There, you can get some really fun, hilarious stuff to happen. Also, a thing that it differs between Prop Hunt and Soul Hunt is you can possess a thing from another thing without like having to go up to it. Like, as long as you can get it in your little like area that you can possess, you don't have to move at all. You can just like point your mouse at it and then hit E.
Oh, so you could
fly on
bounce.
over to that thing.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's really
Nice.
cool. It's really, really cool.
That's
Nice.
pretty cool. I like it. Did you get any further in Fallout?
little
I don't know if we actually podcasted since.
No,
Yeah.
no, I haven't had any time to play Fallout, unfortunately.
And you need a lot. You really do. Like, it's not.
Yeah.
You can't just jump in.
Definitely, you can't play for a
There's-
half hour here and there. Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah. Brian,
I might play some tonight. Actually,
do it.
Yeah.
Never don't play Fallout.
No, I've only been playing a couple things. Finished up Battlefront. Well, I'm finished up. I was playing it for review. Man, I love Battlefront. It is so much fun. I mean,
I'm really happy to hear that.
like, I mean, okay, so there are like, the obvious parts where you're like, okay, well, all right, this isn't the deepest game I've ever been playing, but like when you are inside of Battlefront, when you are inside playing Battlefront, you are inside the Star Wars universe. The props look correct. Everything sounds correct. The stormtroopers die correctly. Yes. You have a question.
No,
No, your first freeze is
Oh.
number
actually
one.
like 40 minutes in. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
New
that's
record,
right.
folks.
In your face.
Oh, there's two.
Okay. Well, yeah, but it's it just feels so good to be in that universe and playing the game and just all the props and what
You went
Exterminate quickly,
straight
quickly.
robot voice.
exterminate.
Oh, now you're normal.
Yeah, that was even better.
That was so good.
Nice. Okay, good. It's just everything in this universe feels so good. The only bad part is after a while you start to it shows some of the holes in the different modes that there are, and I just focused in and out then too.
It's only when you start talking.
It's
like,
only when
at
I
length.
talk. Yeah, perfect. But I mean, I love playing as Princess Leia was actually a whole lot of fun because she's more of a support class than a DPS class, and dropping shields and like hero
I love playing
boosts
healer.
and stuff.
I love it.
It was so great. It's just so good, and she like drops all these great one-liners, and oh man, it is fun, and I love being Emperor Palpatine, just zapping people with my
Oh, yeah.
Force lightning. It is so like, especially like when someone turns a corner and you're like, yeah, and then they freak out. It's fabulous. It makes you feel so good.
It is so fun to be a hero and go like approach anybody, and they just like either turn around and start running or just like backpedal as quickly as they
Yep.
can, because everyone is terrified whenever they see a hero. Like know you're gonna die. You have to have a squad of like 10 people just focusing all fire on those heroes.
Yeah. And then really the downfall is the maps. Man, boy, those maps get old fast. It's just
Oh, how the tables have turned. Oh.
yeah.
I remember you saying that you didn't care about how many maps there was going to be, and I was just like, no,
Well,
that's a big deal.
I honestly thought that when they said that there would be 4 maps per planet, I was kind of under the impression that those maps would go across way more than just say one mode. So I kind of thought some of those maps would be, I mean, not every map would be the 20-on-20 modes, but man, there are some of those maps where it's only like the very, very like the 6-on-6 or the 5-on-5 or 3-on-3. I forget what there's even smaller ones, and I really thought that there would be more variety for multiple modes on the same map, and it's just not there. Some of the maps are very limited to the number of and I actually just dropped out of the picture entirely. Am I still
Yeah, you did.
least
Nice.
you
And
can see that.
okay. Yeah. Let me see if I can there we go. I'm back. So I am enjoying Battlefront though. It is a lot of fun. I hesitant to purchase the season pass. I don't know if I want to
Is it
give
going
them
to get you more maps?
Yes.
yeah, another 4 planets.
That's going to help out.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'll probably end up doing it. I just, there's that moment where you're like, oh, I don't really want to give in, but I'm probably going to give in anyway.
That's
how I was with Borderlands too. I didn't want to get it, and then I was just like, fuck it. I know I'm just going to purchase these all separately.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just going to fucking do it.
Yeah, Borderlands though I feel like had a lot of content in the core game, and what I fear with Battlefront is that like you get to a certain point and the content just feels like it dries up. Like you're not seeing anything new anymore. You're getting a few unlocks here and there, but it doesn't do enough to really string you along and keep you going. Yep. But I completely agree with everything Bryant said. Like it's just when you're in a game mode, like when you're playing the game, you are fully immersed. You are in the Star Wars universe.
The moment to moment.
Yep.
The moment to moment action.
And it's not until you like finish the game and you're like, all right, next map. Fucking Hoth again. I mean, fine, but like I was just there 3 maps ago, or I just played this one half an hour ago, and you get used to the same routine. You know the routes to take. Even though they're these exactly. Okay, well, if we're stopped here, we're gonna flank around this way. It's frustrating, and I think that December they do have that other map coming for the movie.
Yeah, Jakku.
something
Is
like
that going to be free for everybody, or is it going to be a paid thing?
everybody that bought like within the first, well, that first like the day one edition, which is probably
Okay,
still
okay.
on shelves.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm in the same boat. Like I want to buy the season pass, but I also don't. I really like the game, and it's a good. Like this takes the place of Hardline. I'm pretty much over Hardline, so it'll be with that game. Like I'm bored. I'm gonna jump in a.
What?
Yeah.
You were one of 12 people playing Hardline.
Probably doesn't help either that games drop to like 10v10, and that's no way to play Battlefield.
This entire conversation just gave me a great idea for an evergreen topic.
What's that?
Games that you would rate 10 out of 10, because Borderlands 2 is my 10 out of 10 game, 100%. It is one of my 10 out of 10 games.
Interesting.
It's a really good game. The Tiny Tina's DLC was the best thing.
It was fabulous.
The core game, like I couldn't put it down until I fucking finished it. Me and my friend just like marathoned it for a weekend. It was amazing.
It is a good game to just
amazing.
chill and play
Yeah.
with other people.
Anyway, getting totally off topic here. Sorry, I did not mean to derail
That's a good
your Battlefront.
that is a good evergreen topic, though.
Yes.
I think that's gonna be a good one.
Yeah.
Add it, Joe. Add it.
So that's Battlefront. I really enjoyed me some Battlefront. I have not opened my Han Solo carbonite fridge yet.
Forgot you got that.
Yeah, I
You're
can't
gonna have
believe
to
I got-
tweet pictures. I am really excited to see this thing.
Okay. It's over there. But yeah, I really enjoyed that, and I've been playing Sword Art Online Lost Song on the PS4, which is they had a previous game called Hollow Fragment that they had on the Vita, and they brought it to the PS4, and it wasn't that great. And Lost Song, they actually kind of retcon some of the anime, and they actually have flying, so you can actually, you pull out your fairy wings and you start flying around, and the flying feels awesome. So I love flying around. You can battle in the air, like while you're, you can stop in midair and fight, things that are directly in front of you. The game knows very well, like, especially like, not everything is on the same level as you are. It does really good hit detection, and it's, kind of, it gives you a bit of leeway as to when you're swinging your sword or, using your magic or whatever. But all the enemies are kind of the same thing over and over again.
Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah.
And it's like, I mean, it's so bad that even when I'm in town, it's the same character models for everybody. And you're like, okay, that's fine if you want to have this, really animal looking girl, and she has a tail, and that'd be fine. Just switch up the colors or anything. Do anything. No, it's the exact same model, color palette, everything. Boom. 5 feet later, same one. 5 feet, another 6 feet later. You're like,
a tragedy.
And then I walk right through them. And
I saw your tweet about this. Yeah.
So I'm like standing in someone, and my wife walks by. I'm like, wait. And I'm like, all of a sudden, like, watch. And I pop out of her chest like an alien.
That's good.
Oh, it was so bad. Like, there's just there's a bunch of parts, like they've made the combat actually somewhat more satisfying than in Hollow Fragment, but oh man, just it gets old so fast. It's so painful.
That sucks.
That is
Yeah.
frustrating.
I hate that. Like that is an experience killer.
Yeah, it really is. It's like, okay, I'm fighting these green things, and then you go to the next area and you're like, oh, they're yellowish now. And that means they're harder.
Yeah.
Which was fine in, say, like, Dragon Warrior.
Like the
back in
NES
85.
area, the
Yeah.
SNES area.
Mhm.
Era. Jeez Louise.
The SNES
my
area.
problem
The
today?
SNES area.
Right. Back then, there was blue slime and red slime and green slime. I mean, okay, I can kind of give that, but it's 30 years later.
Yeah. No, for sure. Okay, this cat, I have to let her out real fast. I
Yeah,
gotta do it.
do
I'm
it.
so
Alright.
sorry. I'll be right back. We can edit.
That's
this
all right.
out.
We're about to listen to what Joe is playing.
Yeah, you got like
Wait for
45
me.
goddamn minutes.
Edit this out.
Oh, we're going to edit this out. Wait, editing?
So go to the snack bar.
Wait, we do editing now?
We trim the ends of this thing. We don't do the middle. Joe doesn't worry about that. Oh, I thought you see when she says "let this cat out." I think like my dog, like you got to let it
Yeah.
out, let him
You
go
gotta
do
let
his
it out.
business. I think she
Gotta
just
let it
meant
out.
Out of
get-
my
get the
office.
fuck out of this room. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. What have you been playing, Joe? I'm back.
Not a single interruption in the show. I don't know what. I've been playing a few things. So I've been continuing Fallout. Like that's just going to be my thing. Just expect it. You guys know my feelings on it. Fucking awesome. Will not
So
stop
I'm
playing that game.
sorely
Joe hates
disappointed
Fallout
by how
too,
little
further.
I've been playing Fallout, so we can't really be talking about it as much.
It's okay. The beauty of Fallout is that it is a great November game. It is a great December, January. Like you can play this game at
Definitely.
any time.
Yeah.
I actually I don't know if I did talk about it. I started again on the PC and it's fucking gorgeous. It's amazing.
Have you seen the new mods for it yet that make everything even more gorgeous?
I haven't played with any mods yet. I do want to remove the limits on building. Like that, I hit that very quickly in Sanctuary Hills. It made me sad. But moving on, I did get a chance to play, let's see, what was the other big one? Battlefront. I think I talked about that on the last show. Like, it's been so long, so I don't remember what I have or haven't played. So I'll start with The Crew, Wild Run. It's actually, if there was a saving grace for the game, this might be it. It's not a bad driving. Like there are still the issues that plague The Crew, are still the issues that
Right.
plague The Crew Wild Run, and it's frustrating because this is fucking cool. Basically, the Wild Run portion of this is like Mountain Dew to the extreme. Like there's motorcycles,
Whoa,
monster
whoa, wait.
trucks.
Mountain Dew is extreme.
Exactly. You like chug a fucking Mountain Dew and you jump in your Fiat monster truck, which is in the game, and it's so cool to have this little tiny Fiat jacked up like 30 feet in the air. But there's monster trucks, there are motorcycles, there's now drifting. So they add new mechanics. There's wet roads for drifting.
Cool.
What else is there? Drag
Yeah, I heard
racing.
that the rain physics are real good.
It's pretty damn good. Like it, I think I can't tell if they updated the graphics because it has been so long since I played, but the visuals look really sharp. Like it's still a really good looking game. I think I remember it
Always
looking
with
great.
car games.
Yeah,
Always.
it seems like it's not. Those are like the showpieces, right? And it still looks really good. I was weirded out because they didn't really update the soundtrack. So like I was hoping for new stuff, but it still has
Yeah.
like, "How You Like Me Now," which is the best song in the game. And then other than that, it's like my custom playlist is pretty much that and Arctic Monkeys. And the
Solid choice.
yeah, I mean it's fine. I shuffle it up, you know. I play one then the other. But the monster truck races are actually really cool. I wasn't sure if I was gonna like them, but it's like Tony Hawk in a giant truck. Like they have
Yeah,
you
that
going
sounds fun.
through half pipes and like you have to crash through these medallions. You collect medallions basically for points. They've got loop-de-loops. They've got half pipes, like I said. You can do backflips. Like it's really cool and it's timed, so it's just like get out there, go crazy, have fun. And there's really cool lines that they're well-designed tracks. And then you start driving and you see a track above you. So you have to do.
So
like
it's
a
nothing like
180.
Tony Hawk, is what you're saying.
No, you do tricks in a car.
Dude, that sounds fun. Did you guys ever play shit. I will never be able
No.
to remember.
I never played that.
Do not remember that game. Shit. Burnout.
No.
I mean, those are good.
The motorbike. Motocross.
Motorstorm?
No.
Motorstorm
like-
awesome. Jet Moto.
No, it's like you just go through a track.
Off-road versus
Excite-Bike?
MTX or
No. I can't believe I
Outrun?
can't remember the name of it. You guys clearly haven't because you would know what I was talking about.
Yeah, so here, let's just recap what you've given us so far to work off of. It is a motorbike game where you go through a track.
And
You
there's
go
some
through lots
cars?
of tracks and you can do tricks and it's fun. That's enough, I swear. The viewers are
Road
gonna
rally.
yell. The viewers are gonna be like, "This fucking game, idiots!"
Road Rally?
Viewers, please list every motorbike game where you go through a course, and we
Yes.
will gladly parse that list out on next
They know
show.
what one I'm talking about. They know.
Do you have like
know?
a
I
platform
know you.
or a?
It's just like
I know it's on PC and I know it's on Xbox. I don't know whether or not it's on PS4.
I give up.
I'm looking.
Drive
I
Club?
have to Google
Drive
this.
Club.
I have to Google this.
So while she'll probably interrupt me in a second, but
Yep.
the monster trucks are really cool. The drifting
RC
is actually
Pro-Am?
awesome. RC Pro-Am 2. Jetpack
Uh,
Joyride. Banjo-Kazooie. Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts.
I did just buy Rare Replay.
It's so good. It's really annoying the way it installs, but it's pretty good. For $30, it's great.
I got it for 20 this weekend.
Oh, well then they're pretty much paying you. So
That would be awesome. I'm totally ready for that, by the way.
So monster trucks are cool. The drifting is actually way deeper than I thought it was going to be. Like I thought it was just hit a handbrake, slide around turn, but you actually have to like feather the gas and manage the braking. You pretty much do have to pay attention the entire time. The drag races are really cool. There are 3 stages, 3 tries basically. You have to burn your tires out to get them the right temperature to make sure you have traction right before the lights. Then you time the lights. Then you have to do your gear shifts by flicking the right stick, like within this little window. So it's a like 3-stage, 1 run, and then you do 2 more runs. And it's like on these salt flats. Like it's gorgeous. It's really cool.
Do you get does it show the parachute coming out the back?
Oh yeah,
Right.
and it's branded. It says the Crew Wild Run. It's kind of
Nice.
but it's cool. You get to drive cars that you normally don't get to and go like 300 miles an hour in a straight line.
Wait. Was it Kelly Slater's Pro Surfing?
Are we still talking to me?
Yes.
I'll end you.
She's deep in the hacknet trying to find.
I'm so upset that I can't find it.
Was it like a dirt bike game?
Yeah.
Tony Hawk's Pro Dirt Bike 3 mod.
I think there was a dirt bike one, wasn't there? Like BMX.
There was like an X Games one, I remember.
Wasn't there like a California?
California Games? Oh my god, on NES.
Like
shit.
It was
like
so
the
good.
TNC
good.
Surf Shop. Remember that game? That game was fun.
I'm never gonna remember.
skate,
It's whatever. It's fine. I
remember?
can't. I guess I was too vague because Googling did nothing for me.
Huh.
Just
They'll know.
It also
They
doesn't
will
help
know. They will. They will. They're amazing. They will know.
So anyway, back to
Oh right.
the Crew Wild Run Game of the Year. No, but it does the right things to make the Crew worth it. Like I did some research while I was writing my review for it because this product by itself is a great racing game. Like the Crew plus Wild Run is a good value. I believe it's like
Dirt?
$40. Dirt?
Was it Dirt? Was it one of the Dirt games? No.
It's a side-scrolling one. I just
Excite
remembered
Bike.
that.
Yeah,
No,
it's got to
not
be Excite Bike. That's
It's Excite Bike. It's Excite
I'm
Bike.
pretty sure it might be Excite Bike. Was it Enduro on the 2600?
No.
I love that game. It's supposed to be Le Mans.
Le Mans.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm probably not saying it correctly.
This thing
Yes,
goes away
Joe,
in a couple
you
days.
do have the great porn stash. I'm definitely feeling the
Trials.
Oh, it was fucking Trials?
Yes.
That's what you were getting to?
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, I've played Trials.
I don't even remember why I brought that up. It was just eating me inside that I couldn't think of it.
I
Trials.
Can't
Such a
believe
good game though.
You couldn't
Really
describe
fun.
that game better. You know,
My
the one
bad.
where it's side-scrolling and you do tricks, but it has crazy ragdoll physics and there's lots of explosions. And there's challenges on every track.
I
But
said
you
side-scrolling and
said
motorbike, and you go
motorbike.
on tracks.
on tracks. You
And I
said
did this.
side-scrolling.
I went like
Oh.
this.
This.
Now I know. It's a side-scroller,
hmm
so you guys are aware.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, the Crew Wild Run. I gave it a 4 out of 5 because I thought the product of Wild Run was good. The Crew itself, like back when I reviewed that game, was 3. This is a together product for $40 is pretty solid.
Ooh.
So, if
I
you
have
want
no idea where we're at in discussion right now because I was so
the Crew Wild
confused.
Run, if you like driving games,
Okay.
it's cool. It's fine.
All right.
The
Okay,
problems
beautiful.
that it still has is that you still never feel like you get a lot of cars. Like you have like 5, but there's like 50 or something like that. It just never feels like if I get a car game, I want a stable of awesome cars,
Yeah,
Sure.
definitely.
and that never happens. So
Gran Turismo style.
exactly, and Forza lets you do that. Like I like to walk around my stupid virtual cars and honk the horn and open up the doors, but you can look at these cars in the garage and be like, yeah, I could buy that for like $100,000. Or being Ubisoft, they will let you spend your money on these cars, guys. And
Yeah.
that's when it gets really gross. The microtransactions are still bad. Like there's a whole section of my review titled microtransaction mayhem or minefield, one of the two, something catchy.
It was so memorable that you forgot.
Kind of like the crew the first time around, but
Heyo.
bing bong. So yeah, you can spend up to $50 to get a package of crew coins, and then spend that on shit. And like when I went online to do like a bit of, I wanted to kind of parse it all out and figure out like, well, what if I did want to spend my money and buy a car? It's outrageous. It's almost. Do you remember when the Evolve came out? And there was so much fucking DLC, even if it was just cosmetic for a lot of it. There was so much that people were like, I don't know what to do with all of this. It's like if you were grocery shopping for a month of groceries but didn't get a cart. Like you're just walking with a bunch of shit in your arms and it's spilling all over. It was utterly confusing. The pricing on some cars is anywhere from like $1.99 per car to like $4.99, $3.99, something like that.
Damn.
Like it's pretty expensive for individual cars. But oh, don't worry, you can buy the car pack for like $6 or $7, or you can buy the season pass, but that doesn't include every car pack. And it just it gets weird. It gets real weird.
Yeah, if you're gonna have microtransactions and a season pass, that season pass better include every single fucking one of those microtransactions. Every single fucking one.
And some of the cars were fucking stupid. I'm sorry, I don't want a VW Touareg. Like, I don't need a $20,000 SUV. Like, if I'm at that point where I'm going to spend real money on cars, I'd much rather go ahead and buy the Lamborghini prototype SUV or a Tesla, which isn't in this, which is stupid. Put Tesla in your car games. Come on. I don't know. There were things that rubbed me the right way, but then it wasn't so much that anything in Wild Run sucked. It was the problems with the crew held back Wild Run from being really, really good.
So, Joe, is Wild Run what the original crew should have been? I mean, not necessarily the drifting and the monster trucks, but the actual driving parts.
No.
Although, let's be real, monster trucks in any game gonna give that a solid point or two.
I feel like if Wild Run would have been part of the crew in the original product, like that breadth of gameplay would have been much more interesting. But the way that the crew was at launch, it was your standard racing stuff. Like it wasn't garbage. It wasn't good. It was very middle of the road. Like I think my point when the crew came out is there's just other games that do it better. Forza Horizon 2. Forza. Like even if you don't want true simulation, you can still play Burnout Paradise. It's still gorgeous and it's still a great racing game. But if you want licensed cars and you just want to see how Ubisoft did a racing game, then go ahead, have fun. But it wasn't that great. The Wild Run is a bit of redemption, but I don't know if it's too late. You know? I don't know if it'll get the traction that if that was in the original package, it would have stood out as a unique racing game.
Yeah.
But now it's like, this is a really cool expansion. It's going to go under the radar for sure.
Yeah,
will there be a Crew 2 next year?
I hope not. I really hope not. I wish they would take a year or two off and just chill. The same thing I want them to do with Assassin's Creed is just really think about what made the game great and what didn't, and then just put out a really fun product, like a really cool product. Sure. They have a unique opportunity too, because I know Gran Turismo is coming. We just got Forza 6, so there's a lot of simulation out there, but there's not a ton of like simulation with a bit more edge to it. So we'll see. That's the crew, Wild Run.
Anything else? Have you been playing anything else?
Yes. So I'm doing a holiday gift guide, and I will only touch briefly on PES. I think I talked about FIFA a couple weeks ago. FIFA is a fantastic football game. Like, this game is really, really good. So Pro Evolution Soccer is the alternative from Konami. So I got Konami games for my... Konami cannot stay out of this goddamn podcast. It's not my fault.
That's interesting.
But this is actually decent
Money
news.
hat.
I wish they would pay us. Pro Evo is decent. Like, it's a good soccer game. It looks really good. It's just tough because FIFA has all this big money branding, and Pro Evo does do, like, I think it sells better overseas. Well, shit, any football game sells better overseas, but this one in particular, like, they have a big branding with the Barclays Premier League. So there's, like, some really cool moments, like if you were to start a tournament or play a game in the Premier League, it has like if you've watched the games, you'll notice like everything is very reminiscent of watching a broadcast on Sky Sports or whatever, wherever you catch your footy. It's beautiful as well. Like that Fox engine is fucking awesome, and in a soccer game, no less. Like the fact that they can focus in on the field, individual grass blades, like people's faces look incredible, the tattoos on players' bodies. Like it's a really, really good game. It's cool. It's a good alternative to FIFA, but the problem is that FIFA is so big. But if you were looking for something different, it's totally worth it. There's two ways an alternative to FIFA, or like if somebody else came out with a football game, there's two ways it could go. It could be really good, like, hey, give it a shot, or it could be like, don't fucking bother. And this is not a don't bother game. This is like, hey, yeah, if you want something different that's not FIFA, check it out. They've got named players. They don't have all the clubs because some clubs sign exclusively with FIFA.
Yeah.
So that's a little bummer, but there's still, you can play as Barcelona. There's other ones, Manchester United, but there's some notable omissions just due to licensing.
Is our mutual acquaintance that is a pro soccer player, is he in those games?
No, because they don't go to his level. He's in the Carolinas playing, I think. Still.
Right, but back when he was not.
I think he was on a roster on like one.
I feel like he was too.
Yeah, we have a friend that we went to school with that played in Scotland.
Yeah.
Okay.
Professionally, he was
really good. Yeah.
Yeah, he was really good. Good old. Hey, Tom.
Awesome.
Okay. Well, I was trying to not say his name, but all right. Hi, Tom.
I'm not giving out a social.
Miss you.
So yeah, that's Pez. But the other part of it is I'm going back to Metal Gear, and it's such a good game. It's still such a good game. I haven't gotten to the point so I've heard that there have been a lot of updates, and I've saw the game update quite a bit to change the focus from offline to online play and people invading bases and all this stuff. And that part grosses me out. Like, I don't want to play that. I want to just get through the story, and I still haven't gotten through the story myself. I didn't review that game. I just played the shit out of it. And it's still a really good-looking, really Tarantino bonkers, crazy story. Like, there's shit I can't explain happening in the very next mission I played. Like, there's fire everywhere, and I have to bring down water towers on things. It's a really, really good game. It's still a good game. It's a lot of fun. I really hope that online shit doesn't get in the way.
It was the worst in Watch Dogs when just random people are invading you and like, why? I just want to go to my next mission. Leave me alone. I feel about
fucking Dark Souls. I wish that game wasn't multiplayer.
I did the tutorial in Watch Dogs. And it was against a computer, so you chase it down. It's just like showing you how the mechanic works. Then I got invaded by one real-world player, and I shut that goddamn feature off. I'm glad they included it, but it was stupid. Like, I don't know anybody that enjoyed getting invaded.
It's the worst.
It can be well done. It just wasn't.
Apparently, it is well done in Dark Souls, and I still fucking hate it. I hated it.
I hated it also when all of a sudden the same guy kept coming, it kept invading and killing me over and over again.
Oh shit, what was his name? He was in an episode.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Dennis.
Fucking Dennis.
Dennis, you piece of
motherfucker.
Shit. Trying to think if there's anything else I've been playing. I don't think there is.
I don't think Konami has released any other games.
They really haven't. No new Castlevanias for me to. I would be pissed if there was a Castlevania that I had to suffer through for this stupid gift guide. But other than that, I also, we're just over an hour, but I wanted to see, maybe we can talk about this. We'll use this as a topic for the next show. Maybe it'll be the live show. And we can.
There's also a thing I want to mention before we end too, but you first.
I was going to say what we are, and I welcome, I'm not sure if this will be the live show. We'll tweet it out, but I think it's a good topic. What are your, post December 1st games? Like, basically we have Just Cause and Rainbow Six are the big ones that day, right? They're the triple A's.
Yeah.
There's one more on December 1st. Another. It's a Japanese game, and I don't. Another game is coming out.
It's not by Konami, so we don't know.
Yeah, we don't care. There's a break. We have our lull, our New Year's lull. So I want to kind of see if the crowd out there would share with us and you guys as well. What are your break games? I already have mine
It's
on the
gonna
table.
be Fallout. Yeah, it's gonna be Fallout.
Yeah.
Probably.
I just got this bad boy. I don't know if you can see it. Gears of War. Ultimate.
Nice. Oh, you have to let me know how that is. I want it so bad.
Yeah, and I also
Want it so
picked up a
bad.
Tomb Raider. So I'm
Nice.
excited, and I know Brian was big on Tomb Raider.
Yeah. Mhm.
I'm also thinking Just Cause will carry me through. That Just Cause 2 had a lot of legs for a. I don't want to say forgettable title, but I think it wasn't given the respect and the like. It's just a good game. Like it was just well done. Anyway, Doxy, what did you have? I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay. I am happy to report to you that I will be starting a Witcher 3 DDC very soon.
Ooh.
Maybe this coming week. If not this coming week, then definitely next week.
Very
I'm excited
nice.
for that.
I want to wait until I get back from Christmas in Jersey with Mike's family, but I am too excited to wait, I think.
That's gonna be good. That's gonna be real
Yeah,
good.
I'm really, really hype.
Have you played it all?
Well, barely, like a
Okay.
little bit of it, a
Awesome.
very little bit of it. And I was going to cover it at the time, but then other shit came up and like I had to just take a break from my channel altogether. So
That will be very satisfying, I think.
yeah, I'm very excited.
Awesome. Cool. Well, I think we can call that an episode.
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome.
Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Homerow Podcast and subscribe to us on YouTube at http://www.youtube.com/a long string of letters.
So many letters that we need your help ditching as quick as possible. So do
Yes, please.
tell
We
your
need
friends.
the subs.
We are doing our contest, so we have a shitload of codes and games and stuff to pitch in.
I have a new thing, a T-shirt, a Bethesda Softworks T-shirt
Nice.
for that will be going into the bin.
So you
Of things.
can catfish people and tell them you worked for Bethesda. Work for. Tell them you are.
We in no way condone catfishing.
I'm just saying you could. I didn't say.
The possibilities are endless, but
Homerow Podcast in no way, shape, or form endorses any of this such behavior. We have to start putting disclaimers at the beginning of our stupid episodes. But yes, Doxy hit the nail on the head. Twitter.com/Homerow Podcast. We are also at Twitch.tv/Homerow Podcast. Join us for a live episode later this next month. It's still November as of recording. As well as youtube.com/just search for Homerow Podcast. We do pop up in the top results because we're
totally.
awesome. Get your friends to sub. Check out the videos over there. Comment. Like I said, we're trying to get as active as we can in those comments and on the Twitter. But for the time being, Brian, where can we find you?
Yes, you can find me on the Twitter machine as Quiglin. That's Quiglin.
And Doxy.
You can find me at Twitter at ZeroDoxy, YouTube and Twitch respectively at Twitch or YouTube.tv or com/ZER0DOXY. I should have just done it the normal way.
You really
I should have just
butchered
done it.
that respectively.
I really
you could have
should've-
just kept going.
I should know. I should have done what I did.
And I am your host, Joe McAllister, twitter.com/Joe_McAllister.
Xenoblade Chronicles X
That's
is the
what it
game
was,
you're
Xenoblade
thinking
Chronicles. Yes. The game that I will be straight up. I have no interest in because I will be in Medici, a fictional Just Cause town.
A lot of people are really excited about the game. Anyway, keep going. You talk. Let's end this thing.
Let's end this thing. Just end it. So for the Homerow Podcast, I've been your host, Joe McAllister. Till next time, keep your eyes right here. And bye-bye.